The stars twinkled silently as the Endeavour, a sleek interstellar vessel, glided through the vast expanse of space. On board, Captain Ryan Mallister, a seasoned and battle-hardened veteran, stood on the bridge, his piercing gaze fixed on the infinite cosmos before him. This was a routine patrol, or so he thought, until a sudden crackle of static cut through the bridge's serene silence. "Captain, we're picking up a distress signal," Lieutenant Kayla Martinez reported, her fingers dancing across the ship's controls. "It's coming from an uncharted planet, just beyond our current coordinates." Ryan's brow furrowed as he considered the implications. An uncharted planet? That's unusual. What's the nature of the distress call? Kayla's expression grew graver with each passing moment. "It's an SOS from an Ashel colony, sir." "The Ashel are a peaceful, amphibious race. They shouldn't be this far from their homeworld, let alone in trouble." The captain's eyes narrowed. The Ashel were known for their advanced knowledge and spiritual traditions, not for finding themselves in perilous situations. Something must be terribly wrong. "Set a course for the planet, Lieutenant. We need to investigate this immediately." As the Endeavour changed direction, Ryan gathered his senior officers for a briefing. "We're responding to a distress call from an Ashel colony. I want us to be prepared for anything. This could be a simple rescue mission, or it could be something far more complicated. Stay sharp and keep your wits about you." The crew nodded, their faces etched with a mixture of determination and apprehension. The Endeavour surged forward, its engines propelling it towards the unknown planet, where an Ashel colony lay in peril. The planet's surface came into view, a desolate and rocky landscape that stood in stark contrast to the Ashel's renowned lush and verdant homeworlds. As the Endeavour landed, an eerie silence blanketed the colony, the wind whistling through the empty buildings. "Fan out and search the area," Ryan ordered, his senses on high alert. "Keep your weapons ready, but try to avoid confrontation if possible. We need to find out what happened here." The crew spread out, their footsteps echoing in the haunting quiet. Kayla's voice soon broke the silence, tinged with a mix of relief and concern. "Captain, over here. I've found a group of Ashel younglings, huddled together in fear." Ryan hurried to her location, his heart clenching at the sight of the vulnerable children. The young Ashel, with their large, expressive eyes and iridescent skin, looked up at him with a mixture of hope and trepidation. Kneeling down, Ryan spoke in a gentle yet firm tone. "It's all right, you're safe now. We're here to help." He scanned the area, searching for any sign of the colony's adult Ashel inhabitants. One of the children, a small boy with a determined gaze, stepped forward. "Our parents, they left us when the monster came," he said, his voice trembling. Ryan's brow furrowed at the boy's words. "Monster?" Before he could inquire further, the ground began to tremble, and a massive, part-mechanical creature emerged from the shadows, its menacing presence filling the desolate landscape. "Those younglings are worth a fortune," the creature growled, its voice a chilling mix of metal and malice. "Hand them over, and I might let you live." Ryan's hand instinctively moved towards his blaster. "Not a chance. These children are under our protection." The tension on the bridge was palpable as the Endeavour crew faced off against the formidable creature. Blaster fire illuminated the desolate scene, and Ryan's strategic mind went into overdrive, determined to keep the young Ashel safe. "Kayla, get the kids to the ship," Ryan shouted over the din of the battle. "We need to get out of here now." As the crew fought to buy time, Ryan's thoughts flashed to his own family, the promise he had made to protect the innocent. This was no longer just a matter of duty, it had become deeply personal. With a series of well-placed shots, he created an opening, collapsing the cave entrance and providing a chance for the Endeavour to make its escape. The ship's engines roared to life, and the crew hastily boarded, the young Ashel in tow. As the Endeavour lifted off, Ryan took one last look back at the desolate planet, determination burning in his eyes. "Set a course for the Ashel homeworld, Lieutenant," he commanded. "We're taking these kids home." The Endeavour surged into the void, its engines humming with a newfound sense of purpose. Ryan knew that their journey was only just beginning, but he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, driven by a resolve to protect those who could not protect themselves. The Endeavour raced through the starry expanse, its engines humming with urgency. Captain Ryan Mallister stood on the bridge, his gaze fixed on the holographic map displaying their course to the Ashel homeworld. Despite the successful rescue of the young Ashel children, he knew the real challenge lay ahead. "Captain, we're approaching a dense asteroid field," Lieutenant Kayla Martinez reported, her fingers dancing across the ship's controls. "It's the fastest route, but it's going to be tricky to navigate." Ryan nodded, his mind already calculating the risks. "We don't have time for detours, Lieutenant. Take us through, but be ready for anything. We need to stay ahead of that bounty hunter at all costs." As the Endeavour maneuvered into the treacherous asteroid field, Ryan made his way to the medbay, where the young Ashel were being cared for by the ship's chief medical officer, Dr. Elias Chun. The children's large, expressive eyes followed him as he entered, a mix of fear and hope reflected in their gaze. "How are they holding up, Doctor?" Ryan asked, concern lacing his voice. Dr. Chun looked up from his work, his expression grave. "Physically, they're fine, Captain. But they're terrified. They've been through a lot." Ryan knelt beside the small Ashel boy who had spoken earlier, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Taro, was it?" The boy nodded, his large eyes never leaving Ryan's face. "We're going to get you home, I promise." Before Ryan could say more, the ship lurched suddenly, the lights flickering. Kayla's voice crackled to life over the intercom, her tone tense. "Captain, we've got company. Kogan's ship is closing in on us." Ryan sprinted back to the bridge, his mind racing. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers," he ordered, his eyes narrowing. "Kayla, get us through this asteroid field. Use the rocks for cover." The Endeavour weaved and twisted, narrowly avoiding the barrage of blaster fire from Kogan's sleek and menacing vessel. Kayla's piloting skills were put to the test, her brow furrowed in concentration as she expertly navigated the treacherous obstacles. "We can't keep this up forever, Captain," Tia, the ship's tactical officer, muttered, sweat beading on her forehead. Ryan scanned the surrounding asteroids, his gaze settling on a massive rock formation ahead. "Head for that large asteroid," he instructed, his voice calm and steady. "We're going to use it to our advantage." As the Endeavour approached the towering asteroid, Ryan turned to Lieutenant Harris, the tactical officer. "Prepare a decoy, make it look like we've crashed. Cut all power and let's make this convincing." The crew sprang into action, launching a small probe that began transmitting a distress signal and simulating a crash site on the asteroid's surface. The Endeavour went dark, drifting silently behind the massive rock formation. Kogan's ship slowed, its sensors sweeping the simulated crash site. Ryan held his breath, waiting for the right moment. "Now, full power to engines," he commanded. "Get us out of here." The Endeavour roared to life, blasting away from the asteroid at full speed, leaving Kogan's ship struggling to catch up. Kayla's voice rang with relief as she announced, "Course set for the Ashel homeworld, Captain." Ryan allowed himself a brief smile, but his expression quickly turned serious. "Good work, everyone. But stay sharp, we're not out of the woods yet." Returning to the medbay, Ryan found Taro, the young Ashel boy, watching him with a mix of apprehension and hope. "Are we safe now?" the child asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Ryan crouched down, placing a reassuring hand on the boy's shoulder. "We've got a long journey ahead, Taro. But we're going to make it together. I promise." The Endeavour sped towards the Ashel homeworld, its crew united by a common purpose. The stakes were high, but Ryan was determined. They would reach their destination, they would keep their promise, and they would show the galaxy what it meant to be human. The Endeavour cruised through the vastness of space, its crew tense but determined. Captain Ryan Mallister stood on the bridge, his steely gaze fixed on the approaching Ashel homeworld. The tension was palpable. They had managed to evade Kogan's relentless pursuit for now, but the bounty hunter was undoubtedly closing in. "Status report," Ryan ordered, his voice steady but tinged with a sense of urgency. Lieutenant Kayla Martinez glanced up from her console, her expression grave. "Engines are running hot, but stable. Shields are at 70%. We've been able to keep Kogan at bay so far, but he's persistent, Captain. I'm not sure how much longer we can hold him off. Ryan nodded, his mind racing. They needed a plan, a way to lose Kogan for good. Suggestions? He asked, his eyes scanning the bridge. Before anyone could respond, the ship's sensors blared a warning. Kogan's closing in, Captain. Kayla's voice rang out, her face paling. He's found us. Ryan's jaw tightened, his resolve hardening. All hands, prepare for evasive maneuvers. Kayla, bring up the tactical display. We need to outthink him. The bridge buzzed with activity as the crew sprung into action. The holographic display illuminated, showing Kogan's ship rapidly gaining on them. Ryan studied the screen, searching for an edge. There, he said, pointing to a nearby nebula. We can use the ionized gases to mask our energy signature. Head for the nebula, full speed. The Endeavour surged forward, diving into the swirling, colorful clouds of the nebula. The ship shuddered as it entered the turbulent region, the engines straining against the ionized particles. Steady, Ryan urged, his eyes fixed on the display. We need to stay hidden. Kogan's ship followed, its sensors sweeping the nebula. The tension on the bridge was palpable, every eye trained on the display as the nebula's interference played havoc with their readings. Captain, I've lost visual on Kogan, Kayla reported, relief and apprehension mingling in her voice. Good, Ryan replied, his expression grim. Maintain course. We need to buy ourselves time. Down in the medbay, Dr. Elias Chun tended to the young Ashel, with Tara watching him, his eyes wide with fear. Is the monster coming? The boy asked, his voice trembling. Dr. Chun smiled reassuringly. Captain Mallister won't let anything happen to you. You're safe with us. Back on the bridge, Ryan's strategy was put to the test as Kogan's ship reappeared on the edge of their sensors, scanning the nebula. The bounty hunter's persistence was unnerving, but Ryan remained resolute. Kayla, deploy the decoys, he ordered. Lieutenant, give him something to chase. Several small probes launched from the Endeavour, each emitting false energy signatures. The decoys spread out, mimicking the ship's movements. Now, cut engines and drift, Ryan instructed, his voice calm. Let's disappear. The Endeavour went silent, floating among the nebula's dense gases. The crew held their breath, their muscles coiled like springs. On the display, Kogan's ship darted after one of the decoys, disappearing from sight. Ryan exhaled slowly, a rare smile touching his lips. Good work, everyone. Maintain low power until we're clear of the nebula. Minutes stretched into an eternity, but finally, the sensors showed clear space ahead. Get to the Ashel homeworld before Kogan catches on, Ryan ordered, steering the ship out of the nebula's grasp. As the Endeavour resumed its journey, the crew allowed themselves a moment of relief. The young Ashel were safe, for now. But Ryan knew the real challenge lay ahead. They had to reach their destination and secure the children's safety before Kogan regrouped. We're not out of this yet. Ryan's voice rang with determination as he addressed his crew. Stay sharp. We've got a promise to keep. The Endeavour surged forward, driven by a captain's unwavering resolve and the hope of a better future for their young charges. The Ashel homeworld drew closer with each passing moment, but Ryan knew that the true test was yet to come. The Endeavour approached the Ashel homeworld, its verdant landscapes and shimmering waters coming into view. Captain Ryan Mallister stood on the bridge, the tension etched on his face. The children's safety was within reach, but Kogan was still out there, waiting to strike. Captain, we're being hailed by the Ashel Council, Lieutenant Kayla Martinez announced, her voice steady despite the palpable tension. Ryan nodded, his gaze fixed on the planet below. Patch them through. A holographic image of an Ashel elder, adorned in flowing robes, appeared before them. Welcome, Endeavour, the elder said, his voice weighted with gratitude. We have been expecting you. Our gratitude for your bravery knows no bounds. Ryan inclined his head respectfully. Thank you, Elder. We have your younglings aboard, and we need to ensure their safety. We've been pursued by a bounty hunter named Kogan. He's still out there. The Elder's expression darkened. Kogan is known to us. Land immediately, and we will activate our planetary defenses. As the Endeavour descended towards the surface, the crew prepared the young Ashel for disembarkation. Dr. Elias Chun and Kayla gently helped Taro and the others, their soothing words and actions calming the children's nerves. Almost there, Taro, Ryan said, offering the boy a reassuring smile. You're going to be home soon. Taro clung to Ryan's hand, his wide eyes reflecting a mix of fear and hope. Will you stay with us, Captain? Ryan's heart ached at the question. I'll stay as long as I can. We'll make sure you're safe. The Endeavour touched down in a lush, serene valley, surrounded by towering trees and crystalline streams. The crew escorted the young Ashel to a waiting group of elders and guardians, the reunion bittersweet with tears of relief and joy. Before Ryan could fully embrace the peaceful moment, Kayla's urgent voice crackled over the intercom. Captain, Kogan's ship just entered the atmosphere. He's coming in fast. Ryan's jaw tightened as he turned to the Ashel elder. We need to prepare for an imminent attack. Can your defenses hold him off? The elder nodded solemnly. Our shields will delay him, but he is relentless. We will need your assistance. Ryan turned to his crew, determination burning in his eyes. Everyone, gear up. We're going to protect these kids. The Ashel homeworld's defense systems activated, casting a shimmering barrier around the valley. Kogan's ship, sleek and menacing, appeared on the horizon, launching a barrage of energy blasts at the shield. Ryan led his team to strategic positions around the perimeter, their weapons at the ready. Hold your fire until I give the order, he instructed, his eyes scanning the skies. We need to draw him in close. Kogan's ship circled, probing for weaknesses in the Ashel defenses. Ryan waited, calculating their chances. Wait for it, he murmured, his finger poised on the trigger. Wait. As Kogan's ship dipped low, attempting to breach the shield, Ryan shouted, Now, fire at will. A coordinated volley of blaster fire erupted from the crew's positions, striking Kogan's ship with pinpoint precision. The vessel wavered, smoke trailing from its engines. Kogan's voice boomed through the comms, his rage palpable. You think you can stop me? These children are mine. Ryan's retort was resolute. Over my dead body. Another well-aimed shot struck a critical system on Kogan's ship, and the bounty hunter's vessel faltered, crashing into the forest beyond the valley. Silence followed, broken only by the crackling of flames and the distant rumble of falling debris. Kayla's voice came through, steady and relieved. Shields are holding, Captain. Kogan's ship is down. We did it. The Ashel elders approached, their eyes shining with gratitude. Your bravery has saved our future, the elder said, bowing deeply. We are forever in your debt. Ryan glanced at his team, a swell of pride in his chest. We did what we had to. These children deserve a chance to grow up in peace. As the sun set over the tranquil valley, Ryan knew their mission was far from over, but for now, they had won a vital victory. The young Ashel were safe, and the bonds forged in this battle would guide them through whatever lay ahead. We'll always be here if you need us, Ryan assured Taro, who hugged him tightly in response. The Endeavour lifted off, its crew united by their shared purpose and strengthened by their resolve. The stars beckoned once more, a reminder of the endless possibilities and challenges that awaited them. But with each other by their side, Ryan knew they were ready to face whatever the galaxy had in store. The Endeavour soared through the vastness of space, its crew determined and united in their purpose. Captain Ryan Mallister stood on the bridge, his steely gaze fixed on the distant Ashel homeworld they had just left behind. Though they had managed to secure the safety of the young Ashel children, Ryan knew their battle was far from over. Captain, we're receiving a distress call from the Ashel homeworld. Kayla's voice rang out, her expression grave. Kogan's ship has breached their defenses. They're under attack. Ryan's jaw tightened, his mind racing. Get us back there, Lieutenant. Maximum warp. We can't let them down. The Endeavour surged forward, its engines pushing the ship to its limits. As they approached the besieged Ashel colony, the scene that unfolded before them was one of chaos and destruction. Kogan's forces had landed, and a fierce ground battle was raging between the invaders and the Ashel defenders. All hands, prepare for immediate deployment, Ryan ordered, his voice ringing with determination. We need to reinforce the Ashel and drive Kogan's forces back. The crew sprang into action, grabbing their weapons and heading for the planet's surface. Ryan led the charge, his blaster fire cutting a path through the enemy lines as they fought to reach the Ashel elders and the young children they had sworn to protect. The battle was brutal, with both sides fighting with unwavering determination. Kogan's mercenaries were relentless, their cybernetic enhancements giving them a distinct advantage. But Ryan and his crew were driven by a cause greater than themselves, the promise to safeguard the Ashel and ensure a future for the vulnerable children. As the fighting raged, Ryan caught a glimpse of Taro and the other young Ashel, their eyes wide with fear and hope. This was no longer just a mission, it was personal. He would not fail them, no matter the cost. Rallying his team, Ryan devised a daring plan to turn the tide of the battle. We need to find a way to disrupt Kogan's forces, he shouted, his voice barely audible over the sound of blaster fire. If we can isolate him, we might just have a chance. The Endeavor crew followed Ryan's lead, their combined skills and tactics slowly pushing Kogan's mercenaries back. But the bounty hunter himself remained elusive, his cybernetic enhancements making him a formidable foe. Just when it seemed that the battle was turning in their favor, Kogan emerged from the chaos, his weapon trained on Taro and the other Ashel children. "These younglings are mine," he growled, his voice laced with malice. Ryan's heart pounded in his chest as he realized the true stakes of this confrontation. "Not a chance, Kogan," he snarled, his blaster aimed directly at the bounty hunter. "You'll have to go through me first." The tension was palpable as the two adversaries faced off, each determined to emerge victorious. Ryan knew that this was the final showdown, the moment that would decide the fate of the Ashel children and their future. With a surge of adrenaline, Ryan unleashed a barrage of blaster fire, his shots finding their mark with the precision of a seasoned veteran. Kogan's cybernetic enhancements faltered under the onslaught, and the bounty hunter's weapon clattered to the ground. As Kogan's forces retreated, the Ashel elders and their people emerged from their shelters, their faces alight with relief and gratitude. Ryan approached Taro, placing a reassuring hand on the boy's shoulder. "It's over, Taro," he said, his voice tinged with both relief and a newfound sense of purpose. "You're safe now. All of you." The young Ashel rushed to embrace Ryan and his crew, their tears of joy mingling with the sounds of celebration. The Endeavor's captain knew that this moment would be etched in his memory forever, a testament to the power of determination, compassion, and the unbreakable spirit of humanity. As the Endeavor prepared to depart, the Ashel elders gathered around Ryan, their words heavy with reverence. "Your bravery and selflessness have inspired us all," the elder said, his voice filled with gratitude. "The Ashel people will be forever in your debt." Ryan smiled, his heart swelling with a profound sense of purpose. "We were just doing what needed to be done. These children, they deserve a chance at a better future. That's all the reward we need." With a final farewell, the Endeavor lifted off, its crew imbued with a renewed sense of determination. The stars beckoned once more, and Ryan knew that their journey was far from over. But with the bonds forged in this battle, he was confident that they could face whatever challenges lay ahead, driven by a shared purpose to protect the innocent and inspire hope in a galaxy that so often seemed bleak. As the Endeavor raced through the void, Ryan looked to the future with a renewed sense of optimism. The Ashel children were safe, and their lives had been transformed by the bravery and compassion of the human crew. It was a reminder that, even in the darkest of times, the human spirit could shine brighter than the stars themselves. The Endeavor soared through the vastness of space, its crew filled with a profound sense of accomplishment. Captain Ryan Mallister stood on the bridge, watching as the Ashel homeworld receded in the distance, a bittersweet smile playing on his lips. The young Ashel children had been safely returned to their people, their future now secured thanks to the unwavering determination and courage of the Endeavor's crew. Ryan knew that the bonds forged in the heat of battle would continue to guide them, even as they set off to face new challenges. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the Ashel Council." Kayla's voice broke the thoughtful silence. They wish to convey their deepest gratitude and extend an invitation for us to visit the homeworld whenever we can. Ryan nodded, his eyes reflecting the weight of their recent ordeal. Patch it through, Lieutenant. The holographic image of the Ashel Elder appeared, his expression one of profound reverence. Captain Mallister, words cannot express the depth of our gratitude. Your bravery and compassion have inspired us all, and the Ashel people will be forever in your debt. Ryan inclined his head respectfully. We were just doing what needed to be done, Elder. These children deserve a chance at a better future, and I'm glad we were able to play a part in making that possible. The Elder's eyes shone with genuine warmth. You and your crew are welcome on our world anytime. We look forward to the day when we can repay this kindness. As the transmission ended, Ryan turned to his assembled crew, a swell of pride welling up within him. Well done, all of you. You should be proud of what we've accomplished here. These children have a future thanks to your bravery and determination. The crew exchanged grateful smiles, their eyes reflecting the profound impact of their mission. Ryan knew that this victory would reverberate throughout the galaxy, a testament to the power of the human spirit and the difference that a single, determined crew could make. Set a course, Lieutenant, Ryan said, his voice tinged with a newfound sense of purpose. We've got more work to do. As the Endeavor surged into the starry void, Ryan reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. The bonds forged in the crucible of battle had strengthened the crew, their resolve tempered by the challenges they had faced. They were no longer just a group of individuals, they were a family, united by a shared purpose to protect the innocent and inspire hope in a galaxy that so often seemed bleak. Ryan's thoughts turned to the young Ashel, their faces etched in his memory, a reminder of the profound impact they had made. He knew that this was just the beginning, that the Endeavor and its crew would continue to be called upon to face the darkness that threatened to consume the galaxy. But Ryan was undaunted. With each passing mission, with each life they saved, the Endeavor's crew grew stronger, their determination more resolute. They were the shining beacon in the void, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the belief that, even in the darkest of times, hope could still prevail. As the stars streaked by, Ryan stood tall, his gaze fixed on the horizon. The future may have been uncertain, but he knew that with his crew by his side, they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. For they were not simply a starship and its crew, they were the embodiment of humanity's unwavering spirit, a force to be reckoned with in a galaxy that so often seemed poised on the brink of darkness. The Endeavor surged onward, its engines humming with a newfound sense of purpose, its crew ready to write the next chapter in their extraordinary journey. And wherever they went, they would leave their mark, inspiring hope and reminding the universe that the human spirit, when fueled by compassion and determination, could overcome even the most daunting of obstacles.